Good morning, I'm Dennis McEntire, General Manager of Newnan Utilities, and I'm standing in our newly renovated Mineral Springs wastewater plant, and I'm happy to share some news with you. Today I'm going to talk to Matt Kuehl, Wastewater, Compost, and Environmental Services Manager, about how this plant operates and the quality of water that comes out of it. So Matt, with your responsibilities of managing our wastewater plants, why don't you give us just a general wastewater 101, how one of these plants work?
When you're in your home and you discharge water, shower water, dishwasher water, anything that's considered wastewater that goes in the drain, it comes to one of our two facilities. When it enters the wastewater treatment facility, we screen it, we clean the water up from a trash standpoint, and we introduce that water into our wastewater facility. Our wastewater facilities are operated on a biological removal model. We harbor an environment for naturally occurring bacteria that remove the constituents that are on our permit, consume those constituents, and then we release the wastewater back into the natural ecosystem. There's a lot of things that we control and manipulate inside the wastewater process, whether it's pump speeds, dosages, but the main portion of our wastewater treatment relies heavily on living biological bacteria that remove 1% of the wastewater that we're concerned with.
So this plant then is basically to keep the bacteria healthy and hungry, so they'll eat up everything in the wastewater that in its path back to the stream. Is that right? We just expanded this plant. Tell me what that expansion did. What changes to this plant have we made?
We added a new headworks, which consists of bar screens and a grit collector, which cleans the water before we introduce it into the wastewater facility. When I say clean, it removes sand and rocks, anything that may impact a pump or a process. We've added 4 new filters, a bulk alum storage containment system and pumping system, 2 brand new aeration blowers that satisfy our aeration requirements in our aeration basins, and a brand new SCADA system that helps us control processes and monitor processes 24/7.
So one of the most important things that we do at Newnan Utilities is protecting the environment through our wastewater plants. We do a lot of great things for our customers, but the quality of the water that comes out of our wastewater plants and protecting the environment is, in my mind, the most important thing we do. So with the changes we've done here, how much has that improved the quality of our wastewater?
When Newnan Utilities decided to put our wastewater plants in a better place for the growth that we're experiencing, and we decided we needed to add capacity, the EPD has mandated with our permit expansion that our limits get tighter. They get smaller. So when we run a sample, we have to have less of a constituent in the stream wastewater discharge than we've ever had before. So we had to be prepared to treat our water better than we ever have. And the technology that we have bought and we are now operating has taken our parameters that we've discharged and cut them in half by 50%. So in other words, our water is 50% greater, better on average for every parameter that we're tested for.
So the water that's normally in creeks, that comes from the runoff of yards and ball fields and just parking lots, is the water we put back in it, how does it compare to the water that's in there?
If we were to go to the creek above our discharge and sample the existing creek water and compare those results with the results of our discharge for the same parameters we test for, our discharge from our wastewater plant is substantially better than the water that's already there.
So you're completely convinced that our wastewater is as safe as any wastewater can possibly be?
Yes.
And should our residents in our county that live below our discharge have any concerns from anything that comes out of this plant?
No, sir.
So I know you have also responsibility for our compost facility And as a product of this plant, not everything can go back to the creek, and we have a lot of solids that come out. Tell us a little bit about how you use those solids.
When we treat our wastewater on a biological removal model, we have some things that help us understand the reproduction rates of our naturally occurring bacteria. They reproduce like any other naturally occurring organism. They reproduce at an alarming rate when you have 25,000 pounds of those organisms. Our job is to maintain a balance for not only what we have coming in and our goals for discharge, but we have a balance to make that work every day. So we have to waste a portion of those bacteria and that biology. That accounts for about 5,000 dry pounds a week. We dewater those bacteria and that biology. We send that sludge, it's a Class B sludge, to our compost facility. And then we turn that sludge into a soil amendment, a Class A soil amendment.
So instead of like a lot of systems have to do, taking it to the landfill, we reuse our waste. A great recycling method and protecting our environment. I know the plant doesn't run itself, so how many operators does it take to manage and run our operations?
For daily operating efficiency, 2 operators is the ideal situation to follow all of our Newnan Utility confined space, chemical change protocols. 2 operators to operate everything that it takes to be as responsible as we need to be and that we are tasked to be. 2 operators, 8 hours a week for 40 hours, obviously, and we're here every weekend on a sample rotation. So we're in the facility every day, 365, and then we can monitor 24/7 with our SCADA system in case we need to come and give something some attention.
Thank you very much for your interest in Newnan Utilities. I am so proud to work with some of the best professionals in the industry. I can assure you the professionals that run this plant and our Wahoo Creek facility are the best in the business, and I assure you that the quality of this wastewater discharged into our creeks is as high quality as possible. If you'd like more information on Newnan Utilities, our wastewater operation, composting, or anything else, please visit our website.